Hey guys, I'm Dominic Gabriella and you are watching Behind the Scene, and tonight we have Ronnie Morrison, aka Doggy Days.
Hello.
So thank you for joining us.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so let's start off with, who are you? How long have you been playing music?
I've been playing music for about 7 or 8 years. I picked up guitar, I found this dinky acoustic guitar. It was like a child-sized guitar like this big, and I just played Seven Nation Army and started from there and started writing songs like 3 months after and haven't looked back, yeah.
Awesome. So who are some of your influences?
Whenever I first started, a lot of my influences were like, The Doors and Nirvana, a lot of classic rock. So I was like 12, 13, like the typical age when you start getting into classic rock. But anymore, songwriting-wise, I like a lot of like Con & Moccasin, King Cruel, a little Mac DeMarco, a lot of like newer, somewhat indie stuff that really is like vibe-oriented.
Right on. So describe the kind of music you do.
I would consider it like singer-songwriter, maybe, but it's hard for me to describe because I like to write different songs for like different occasions and different feelings. I can write a soft, tender love song and then have the rest of the album be like, kind of angsty, and then have another, high energy song that's not as angsty, so it's kind of all over the place. Songwriting wise, I'd probably consider it alternative, but not like typical alternative,
Awesome. So, do you have other band members, or is it just you?
I do everything. I shoot the videos by myself. I record the guitar, the bass, the drums, the keyboard. I do it all by myself in my room. Like, I got it all set up so it's like, 6 feet wide, and I have stuff all around me so I can just sit there and do it as fast as possible. But yeah, it's all me.
How long does it usually take you to do at least one song?
One song to get it recorded is probably like an hour, 2 hours, and then to do the mixing or whatever finishing touches, like I can get like the fundamental tracks like guitar, bass, drums, and all that like in an hour, and then lead guitar and vocals and doing the harmonies with the vocals and all that different stuff usually takes like 2 hours, and then the mixing process is like 3 days. So yeah.
Wow. And during quarantine, did you spend a lot of time, I'm sure, doing that kind of stuff?
So I spent, I got that. I was unemployed. My mom had breast cancer, so I had to take care of her a little bit. And so I was unemployed, and I had gotten some of that money they had been giving out, and I had used that to like upgrade all of my equipment. And I spent pretty much all of quarantine just writing, recording, like you can get like 100 songs and only like actually enjoy like 3 of them. So, it was good for training and experience, but I didn't really, there wasn't a lot of things going on in my life to be able to write about and be like, yeah, that was a cool song. It's like I looked at my wall pretty much all day today. So
right about the wall.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a full band?
When I was 16, I started in a band, and we played in Springfield a couple times. We were the Insurgents. We were like a little punk band. Like typical teenagers yelling about nothing. But yeah, that was the only full band I'd ever been a part of. And I really enjoyed I like having a band to like jam with and play live, but my favorite part is being able to sit down and write a song and have something created from nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you perform your music, at a venue, or does it always have to be like, through online?
With like guitar pedals and stuff, I can still make it interesting because I try to write my chord progressions like something that is like, if I was going to play it live, it would still be interesting enough without a bass and drums and all that different stuff. So yeah, I can still play them live, and I plan on doing more live shows. I don't want to have like a track behind me and play over that, but yeah, I can play it live.
And have you played anything? Where have you played since you've been doing your solo stuff?
With the solo stuff, I haven't really played. I've played with like, done like a sit-in with some other bands a couple times, but I haven't really played any of my music live, going to a open mic and like playing a couple times, and that's about it. But like with this next album, since all the songs are actually written, you know, and put together and like planned and placed with, you know, thought process. I want to play this album live and some songs off the old album and kind of really try to capitalize on this one, because I recorded an album December of last year and I got like 4 songs on that and then threw a bunch of old songs on it. So it was like, wasn't really comfortable playing it live because half the songs I couldn't even remember, you know. It was just like,
Right. Okay, so let's get to your first song. If you want to tell us a little bit about your first song that we're going to be hearing during the break.
Yeah, this song is Love is Awfully Strange. I wrote this song about a breakup, you know, and it's normally breakup songs are sad and like, oh, life sucks, but this is more like getting to know yourself kind of a breakup song where it's more like uplifting and seeing that, you know, maybe you didn't need that person and being more positive. The video is goofy as hell. It's so ridiculous, but I did it all myself and I really just loved being goofy. So I hope you like it.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to get to that and we will be back.
I see the pain that comes from your eyes. The mirror looks at me with dead lights. Looks like I put on a pound when you were mine. I know I could heal this wound, but it's just not time. 'Cause I know what I see when I look at me. I know what I see when I look at me. Our roads may cross, but our paths will never meet. 'Cause I know what I see when I look at me. Can't be pleased with your baby needs. Temptation comes to me at the worst times. She'll come eventually and she'll be kind. Put on a pound or two when you were mine. I found someone new and I paid my fine. 'Cause I know what I see when I look at me. I know what I see when I look at me. Our roads may cross, but our paths will never meet. Can't be pleased with your baby needs, and she'll come to me in my darkest times, and my dreams will be met. 'Cause love works in funny ways, and love is awfully strange. Taking a dump. Nice.
Really like that song. That was pretty cool. So I would like to get back into, you know, your looping and how you do that. So if you were at a venue, what kind of vision do you have for, you know, a show?
So I'd probably, I probably wouldn't use a looper pedal. I'd most likely like invite, you know, other musicians on stage or do it by myself. But I'd really want to use like crowd interaction and, you know, make it more personable and where people can relate and, you know, feel like they're a part of it. So like, I have some songs that will like start with like a vocal harmony. So like if I was going to start the song, try to get the audience to start that, harmony and see if I can get everyone doing it, and then go into the song as smoothly as possible and see, because you do something like that and you feel included, people like that. People enjoy stuff like that. And I know I enjoy it when I go to shows, or, whether it's claps or, snapping your fingers or stomping your feet.
Yeah, you're not being background music.
Yeah.
People are really paying attention.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really cool. Now, how often back in the day did you play around town?
We played like 4 or 5 shows, and we were only a band for like 6 months maybe. And we just had the time to pretty much, I just wrote a bunch of songs and was like, hey, let's practice these and go play them.
Mm-hmm.
And we played a couple venues. So like we played the front of house and Feel Good Music, and a few open mics and stuff like that. But over the course of 6 months, probably like 5 shows.
5 shows.
Yeah.
So in those 6 months, how did you see the music industry then compared to what you might see it as now?
Then, being young, my first show that I went to was a Push and Pull Fest, and I went and saw C-Rex because I was like really interested in the local punk scene. And I was like, this is really cool. And then I started playing live, and a few of the venues we played at, like, you could tell, like, being young, they didn't really respect you that much. They were kind of like, I'm better, you're young, I'm better kind of mentality. And like, I remember playing one place and having someone, like the sound guy, just walk out, and I couldn't hear myself, and I was like pretty much on stage deaf, And another venue where the guy was the host of the venue was like drunk and just making a fool of himself, and it was like, okay, like, I'm only 16, this must be what it's like all the time,
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older, and like went to shows and seen stuff, I've realized that like, like building a community and meeting people that are interested in the same vision that you're interested in is like pretty much the way to satisfaction around here. It's not.
You see more of the community now that you're older than you did back then.
Yeah. The community now is still kind of like frayed. Like I see very, I don't see a lot of people. Like, whenever I went to the Push and Pull Fest, every time you went to a punk show, you'd always see the same community and the same people. Now it's like with all the young people like my age, it doesn't seem to be like, you don't really, I personally haven't seen like a lot of community being built, or, I think people think of it as like a competition a lot anymore.
Yeah, they're all competing for
Yeah.
people to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is super hard in any industry, I would think. And we're trying to still figure that out. What's recipe of getting people out?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, is there anything that you wish that the local music industry did more for the musicians, like the venues and stuff?
I think like the venues tend to, like, if someone's like kind of new on the scene, they don't really like to like advertise those people. They don't want to put that, they'll throw them on a ticket with someone who's bigger, and then like not really even talk about the smaller artists. And that, I can see why that can be kind of daunting for someone who's like new to the industry and new to wanting to play in Springfield. And they'd be like, I went to the show and really the only person I heard people talk about was this band, and they played and then everyone went home, and it's like, I see that a lot. I've been to a few shows where it's like they see this one person playing and still bands to play after, and then everyone just goes outside and smokes a cigarette or goes home. It's like,
be there to support everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
So you wish more of that would happen. Now for like artists like you doing the solo thing, do you think it's different for venues to handle than a full band? Do you think they think it's harder?
Yeah, I think they probably do think it's a little harder, because like when you have like a full band and then you have someone going on stage, it can kind of like one person going on stage, it can kind of like slow down the mood, and it can kind of make things from like, these drums and bass and this groove to someone just playing guitar on stage and doing their own thing. So like it could be hard to like get those people out there, but you know, like if you're recording good music and you're, you know, writing good songs and putting the effort in, I don't see why you should be snubbed over someone who's never recorded something and plays out like once every 4 months because they just want to make a little money and drink with some friends, you know?
Right.
It's like someone who puts the effort in should be able to see that, you know, return in some way or another. Not that they should be like elevated above everyone else, but that they should, you know, still have a chance. If that makes sense.
Right. So how do you go about promoting yourself and your music?
Usually I'll make some goofy posts on my Instagram or like post little clips. Then I'll release a single. And usually by the time, like when the single comes out, people will start paying attention, and then I'll start posting some more goofy stuff and some more stuff to get people like, hey, that's a little funny. And then another single. And, you know, I've kind of like, this last year, not even a year, but it's the only time I've ever actually released any of my solo music. I've been doing it for like pretty much since I started playing guitar. I've been writing songs and doing stuff like that. So like it's still a learning process. I'm still trying to figure out how to captivate people, and the consistency is the hardest thing for me because like I'm not always writing songs. I'm not always in the mood to be playing music, but the consistency is like usually where you start getting more, you know, traction and having people pay more attention. And that's like my problem. But yeah, usually I just post goofy little videos and dumb stuff to get people interested, because I think if you make someone laugh, they're more likely to be like, that was funny. Like,
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't waste my time.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your videos. Now, how do you create them? What inspires you? I mean, how do you come up with these ideas?
I live out in the middle of nowhere, so I live on like a little like redneck, you know, river rat town. So like a lot of the inspiration for my videos is just seeing the nature, you know, and like, you know, walking around and recording, you know, something that people don't get to see all the time. And, you know, it's really nothing serious. It's like, it's not like I'm like, you know, I want to plan this out. It's like grab a camera, do some dumb stuff in front of the camera, and put a song behind it and hope that, you know, at least 10 people watch it on my YouTube. So that's pretty much it. It's not any critical thinking. It's, you know, take the camera, turn it on, make a weird face, you know, turn it off. And,
it's like, this is how I'm feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
So how long does it take you to edit the videos?
The videos, I don't really try that hard, so it probably takes me like probably an hour or 2 hours, and it's just like rough cuts and, you know, doesn't, you know, not professional, but, you know, goofy and
real.
Yeah,
just
real. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's really cool. And now with your next video that we're gonna see, where did you film that?
So this is in the same area. This is pretty much the same area as the first video, except I'm like got short hair and a little lighter, you know, so it's like but yeah, I'm just in Galena, Missouri, walking around the park that they have there, looking at the water, being goofy, you know, just having fun.
And what is the song about?
This is a cover song. This song is a Growler song that they took it off of Spotify. I filmed this video like a year before I recorded the song, but they took the song off of Spotify. It's Wandering Eyes. It's a song about, it's just a song about not being able to stay in a relationship pretty much. And I was like, they took it off Spotify. I want to listen to that song, so I just recorded my own version of it and put it to this old footage that I had and released it. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, guys, we are going to go to that awesome song and be right back.
I'll tell you I'll never leave you if you believe me.
into what kind of advice can you give up and coming musicians or just people that are struggling, with the same kind of art you do?
My advice would be just do it. Like people, you'll always hear people say, negative things and be like, that's a waste of time. You should go to college. You should, do this or do this. And it's, if you're passionate about something, do it. Don't let other people bring you down. Don't let people get in your head about it. Do what you want to do because you are alive and you are not, an object to someone else. You're not something people can say, oh, that's a bad idea, like I've made a lot of bad decisions and I still think I'm making good ones after all those bad ones, hopefully, but
yeah, because we need the bad ones to realize which ones are the
exactly,
good ones.
exactly. And yeah, just do it. Get out there, put yourself out there, take yourself seriously, but not too serious, and find a community, find people, find other musicians that you can talk to about your music and people that you can relate to about your music, and find your group, your clique, and build a community with the people that you like, the musicians that you like to hear live. Talk to them, get to know them, and who knows, maybe you'll be playing live with them.
That's awesome. Now, do you have like certain programs you use for your music making?
Yeah, I use Studio One. I've known it for like years now, so like it's the easiest one for me. Mm-hmm. But Studio One, and that's really it. I used to use Audacity, which is not meant for recording music at all, when I was like 13, and it was a pain. Mm-hmm. But Studio One for sure is my go-to. Yeah.
So any other kind of equipment that you might recommend to people that want to get into this, like your video equipment? What do you use for taking your videos for your music videos?
Yeah, I use like $100 camera. Like I don't, it's been pretty much passed down. Not for generations, but passed down
for generations.
But
good quality.
Yeah, but I just use like whatever I have. It's not. I don't go out. I'm not like, you have to have this to do this. It's what use what you have. I used to record my music with a $10 microphone from Walmart, and I just put it up to my amp and play it that way, and then I'd sing into it, and then if I had some drums or something, I'd just like hit my desk or something, and used to just make and do stuff that way. So just use whatever you have.
Yeah.
You can't, if you give yourself excuses to not do something, like I don't have this or I don't have the resources, and you're not gonna do it. You're gonna always be making excuses to not do whatever you want to do.
Right. See, that's the wrong thing to do, guys. So another question. You do the mastering as well. So is there a reason why you don't have somebody else have that second ear for the mastering?
I put it through a software on the internet, so like Spotify can accept it and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it's cheaper, I'm not exactly like,
Yeah. Like a lot of musicians, yeah.
So it's like, for me, it was simplest choice, and a lot of times when it comes to my music, I don't, like, it's weird, but I really don't want anybody hearing it until it's like ready.
Right.
And so, I figured I'd just do everything pretty much myself and just have my own like little world where I can focus on it.
Do you have any tips and tricks on how you do it, go about doing it?
Well, there's this software online for the mastering, for the mixing and stuff. That's something that like you kind of have to like spend a lot of time practicing. Like you can look up videos and do that stuff, but with mixing, it's like so frustrating sometimes when you don't know what you're doing. But the more that you do it, the more that you practice it, the better you will get at it. And that goes with anything.
Right. Did you go to school for it or just learn on your own?
I learned on my own, like same thing with guitar and drums and bass and keyboard. I just taught myself how to do it. So like it was just like over the time I was like, I hate the way that sounds, then I'd go and try to figure out how to make it sound better and be like, that sounds better. And then over time I would just kind of like automatically start doing these things and getting it to the standard of like either the rest of the album or like my ears, you know, how I feel about it.
Turn your ears.
Yeah.
So what is the software that you were talking about?
Studio One.
Oh yeah, Studio One is the one that you do all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Everything. Studio One, guys. Studio One. Where do you go to master all your stuff?
There's this, it's online, so you just upload it. It's called Landr, Landr, and you just pretty much pay like $5 a month or something. No, it's like $15 a month, and then you can either upload a whole album together and it will master them all together, or a single, and you can select which audio format you want to do it, the quality of the recording. You can select whether you want it to be warm or bright or like very, you know, bouncy and stuff. So yeah,
just saying, guys, for $15 a month you're being productive instead of spending that same $15 a month and being on Netflix. Just saying. Now let's get into this album that's coming out.
Yes.
So what is it called? Tell me all about it.
Okay, so the album is called Heavy Metals. The album is like, I went through a breakup at the beginning of the year, not sour about it, but went through a breakup at the beginning of the year, and like immediately after just started recording music, you know, in the time that me and this young lady were together, hadn't done a lot of music, you know, like 2 or 3 songs, and then, you know, it happened, and then I recorded all these songs, and it was really like a coming to terms with it kind of thing. So it starts out, it's a themed kind of album, not a concept album, but it's a themed, every song tells a story. So it starts out really lighthearted and like, you know, upbeat, and then there are these like psychedelic tracks that almost aren't even songs, they're like soundscapes to prepare you and almost build a tension into this next actual song that has, you know, this angsty, you know, heavy feeling compared to like, you know, this soft reverby song. And then like these, you know, it's very, you know, beginning, middle, end kind of thing, and it ends very powerfully. But all the songs are themed, you know, I put it together and recorded almost each song consecutively, just for the idea of putting together something someone could sit down and listen to and have a whole 25-minute part of their life to where it was, you know, cohesive.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like old school vinyl. And
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
So many things don't, it's not the same like it used to be.
Yeah, it's pretty much now, like,
yeah.
Even with my other album that I put out, it's pretty much just singles thrown on a, you know, 12 singles thrown on an album. And
there's not a story.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Oh, wow, that's exciting. And this is your second album?
This is my second album. My first one was like, you know, the only song that I really put effort into was a song called Why You Hide, which was kind of popular among the people that I showed it to. And so I just released an album through a bunch of old songs and just like, hey, here's a single and a bunch of, you know, ditzy, dumb songs that I threw on there. But this one, you know, it's like, I really wanted to get it solid. I wanted it to sound and every song to be saying something and have even the whole album together be saying something, you know, like where it's like almost a theme. I hate the idea of a concept album. You know, I don't like saying like, oh, you know, like I'm gonna write an album about this, but the way it came out was very natural and very, you know, real. It wasn't like a planned thing. It just came out the way it came out.
So you really feel more confident in your second album than your first album.
Yeah.
So your first album, did it take you a lot less time than your second one?
It took me a month. You know, I recorded a song, like the song Why You Hide, and like everyone I showed it to was like, you should release that. And I'd never done any releases before. I was like, okay, like released it. People were really into it. And then I was just like, oh, now I got an obligation. Like, now I got to put out more stuff. And then I would record a new song in like 30 minutes and be like, here's the other song I'm going to release. And then I just, for the album itself, just like threw everything on there.
Done.
Yeah, exactly.
Done. But this one you took more time, care, and thought behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exciting. And where can they find this new album? Well, first, when will it be released?
It will be released the 30th of July? Yeah, it's July. Okay, 30th of July. And you can get it on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, YouTube, you know, whatever you want to listen to it on, probably like Pandora or something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, you can get it anywhere you want to find it, it will be there.
All the social media places except for Facebook.
Except for Facebook. I'm not
Facebook friendly.
Facebook, yeah.
Understand. Now with this last song.
Yeah.
What is this about?
So this song is off of my last, this is off of my last album, which the reason I included it is because I just released it on Spotify like this month. Mm-hmm. So it's called For Now, and it's a song that has like almost no meaning. It was like recorded in 30 minutes, and the video is another goofy, weird video. I'm wearing the same flannel I'm wearing right here, so it's I wore this on purpose.
It's like, oh, I recognize that.
Yeah, and just like the last video, I'm a little lighter, but I got longer hair, so hope you enjoy it. It's awesome.
Oh, cool. So I know that you don't have any shows coming up right now, but if somebody wanted to book you, where would they find you to book you? Just Instagram? Instagram,
Instagram. I don't think YouTube has DMs or anything like that.
What's your name on Instagram?
Doggy Days Music. And it's a picture of me going like that. So
we'll have all the links down below in the description, so they can find you easily then. Yeah. But if you guys want to book him and you enjoyed his music, and this final song that's going to play us out, get a hold of him.
Get a hold of me.
Please. Well, thank you so much for joining us and being part of the show.
Thanks for having me.
Enjoyed it. Yeah, and so we're going to have his last song, and what is it called again?
For Now.
For Now. Play us out. So guys, until next time, I'm Dominique Gabriella, and you have been watching Behind the Scene. Yeah.
Okay.
Sunshine, please wait for me. Waiting so patiently for the love day. So